What really happens when the cameras are rolling, but the spotlight isn't supposed to move? What unfolds in those in-between moments? When stylists are busy, when schedules are tight, when one member is trying to stay perfectly still, and suddenly, chaos tiptoes in wearing the most innocent smile in K-pop. Was it just a playful second, or was it a reminder of why fans can never, ever take their eyes off him? Because here's the scene that has everyone laughing, rewinding, and replaying. V. Kim Taehyung himself, animatedly dancing to Young, Wild and Free by Wiz Khalifa and Snoop Dogg, moving as if the stage belonged to him alone, as if daring Suga, who had to hold perfectly still while the hair and makeup team worked their magic, to break character and join him. Mischievous? Absolutely. Harmless? Of course. But ordinary? Never. The IT starts quietly. A preparation room. Bright lights. The hum of staff moving around efficiently. Stylists adjusting collars, brushes dusting powder. The steady concentration required before a performance or shoot. In the middle of it all sits Suga, composed and patient, doing what professionals do best, staying still while hands carefully fix his hair and perfect his look. And then there's Taehyung. There's always something about him in moments like this. A flicker in his eyes. A spark of restless energy that refuses to be contained. As the unmistakable beat of Young, Wild and Free plays, something shifts. Shoulders loosen. A grin forms. And suddenly, the waiting room transforms into his personal dance floor. He doesn't just sway. He doesn't just nod to the rhythm. He commits, he dances with exaggerated enthusiasm, arms moving dramatically, body bouncing to the beat, fully immersed in the carefree energy of the song. It's not subtle. It's not quiet. It's deliberate. It's theatrical. It's Taehyung being Taehyung. And the timing? Impeccable, because right next to him sits Suga, immobile by necessity. Stylists hover around him, adjusting strands of hair, making final touches that require precision. One wrong move, and the entire process would need to restart. He has to stay still, and Taehyung knows it. That's what makes it so funny. That's what makes it so mischievous. It's not random. It's not accidental. It feels almost like a playful challenge. A silent dare. Will Suga crack? Will he smile? Will he break composure and laugh? Taehyung dances closer. He moves with exaggerated swagger, as if performing directly for him. The room fills with suppressed laughter. Staff try to remain professional, but how can you not grin at the sight? The contrast is almost cinematic. One member frozen in place under the careful attention of the glam team, the other radiating chaotic freedom mere inches away. It's the embodiment of the song itself. Young, wild, free. And in that moment, Taehyung seems to embody all three words. What makes this scene resonate so deeply with fans isn't just the humor. It's the authenticity. There's no stage persona here. No choreographed performance. No script. It's simply Taehyung's spontaneous energy spilling into an ordinary moment. For years, fans have known him as someone who thrives in unpredictability. One second, he's introspective and soulful on stage, delivering emotionally rich vocals. The next, he's making faces at the camera, breaking into unexpected dance moves, or teasing his members with that signature boxy smile. But this particular moment, it feels different. There's something deeply human about it. Behind the polished performances and global fame, here is a man who still finds joy in the simplest things. A catchy beat, a friend who can't move, an opportunity to make someone laugh. And the irony is delicious. Young, Wild and Free is a song that celebrates carefree living, ignoring judgment, embracing the moment. And Taehyung, in a room where schedules and precision dominate, becomes the living embodiment of that carefree spirit. Was he trying to distract Suga? Absolutely. Was he enjoying every second of it? Without question. The look on his face says it all. Eyes sparkling, movements exaggerated just enough to be ridiculous. There's a certain boldness in dancing so freely while someone next to you is forced into stillness. It's playful rebellion, wrapped in affection. Because that's the thing. Beneath the mischief lies deep camaraderie. Taehyung and Suga's dynamic has always been fascinating. On the surface, they seem different. Suga often calm, reserved, quietly observant. Taehyung expressive, whimsical, occasionally chaotic. But it's precisely that contrast that creates such beautiful chemistry that I end moments like this. You can almost sense the unspoken understanding between them. Taehyung pushes. Suga endures. The room waits. And then, maybe a twitch at the corner of Suga's mouth. Maybe a subtle eye roll. Maybe a nearly imperceptible sigh that says, "This guy." Fans don't just see mischief. They see trust, because you only tease someone like that when you know they'll understand. When the bond is strong enough to hold the joke. When laughter is guaranteed, even if delayed. Why does this small moment explode online? Why do fans replay it endlessly, adding crying emojis and captions declaring, "Taehyung is so mischievous, loudly crying face"? Because it feels intimate. Not intimate in a grand, dramatic way, but intimate in the way friends behave when they're comfortable. When there's no need for pretense. When one person can act utterly ridiculous and the other won't take offense. It's also a reminder of the duality that makes Taehyung so compelling on stage. As V, he can command attention with smoldering charisma, deep vocals, and controlled intensity. He can stand under spotlights and captivate stadiums with a single gaze. But off stage, he can turn into the playful friend who dances around a makeup chair just to get a reaction. How can the same person embody both such magnetic sophistication and such chaotic goofiness? That question lingers, and maybe that's the secret. Taehyung has always been difficult to confine to a single narrative. He's an artist who appreciates jazz and classical aesthetics, who speaks thoughtfully about emotions and artistry. Yet he's also the member who will suddenly burst into song, mimic random sounds, or dance dramatically to a hip-hop anthem in the middle of a preparation room. It's not contradiction, it's dimension, and in this moment, dancing to young, wild, and free, he seems to reclaim a bit of that youthful spontaneity that fame can sometimes threaten to erase. The lyrics themselves talk about living in the moment, not caring what others think, embracing freedom. Watching Taehyung embody that energy so unapologetically, even in a room full of staff, feels almost symbolic, because how many global stars would feel comfortable enough to act that carefree while cameras might capture every second? How many would dare to disrupt the calm with such gleeful chaos? Taehyung does, not to steal attention, not to overshadow, but because that spark inside him refuses to dim, and Suga, steady and composed, becomes the perfect counterbalance. His stillness amplifies Taehyung's motion. His restraint makes the dance even louder. It's like watching two different interpretations of professionalism coexist beautifully. One focuses inward, conserving energy, respecting the process. The other injects life into the waiting, reminding everyone that joy doesn't have to pause for preparation. The staff's reactions matter too. In the background, you can sense suppressed smiles. A few glances exchanged, the understanding that this is just how things are with him around. The atmosphere shifts from purely business to something lighter, warmer. And that's the hidden impact of Mischievous. IT lifts, IT diffuses tension, IT reminds people that even in high-pressure environments, laughter can coexist with focus. Fans often describe Taehyung as unpredictable, but perhaps a better word is alive. He reacts to music instinctively. He doesn't overthink whether it's the right time to move. He hears a beat, and his body responds. There's a childlike quality to that freedom. Not childish, but childlike. The kind that doesn't worry about looking silly. The kind that prioritizes joy over composure. And that's rare. In an industry built on image control and perfection, spontaneity can feel revolutionary. Maybe that's why this tiny moment resonates so strongly. It's not a grand performance. It's not an award show speech. It's not a carefully curated photo shoot. It's just Taehyung dancing mischievously while Suga sits still. Yet somehow, it says so much. IT speaks of friendship, of comfort, of personalities that don't need to compete to shine. IT invites fans into a glimpse of everyday dynamics, the teasing, the playful provocations, the unspoken laughter, and perhaps most importantly, it reminds everyone why they fell in love with these artists in the first place. Because beyond the charts, beyond the records, beyond the global acclaim, there are moments like this. Moments that feel unscripted and genuine. Moments that capture the essence of youth. Moments where one member dares another to break composure, all while a 2011 hip-hop anthem blares in the background. Taehyung's mischief isn't about disruption. It's about connection. He dances not to embarrass, but to engage. He exaggerates not to mock, but to entertain. He dares Suga not to challenge authority, but to share a laugh. And in that playful dare lies the magic. Because even if Suga doesn't move, even if he remains perfectly still under the careful hands of stylists, the room has already shifted. The energy has changed. The tension has softened. The moment has become memorable.